YouTube, this is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's a Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Keto
Conversation.
So let's get started. So we wanted to do a special video about the, life here in Washington State.
And the United States.
And,
the world.
and the world. But we live in Washington State, and some people know that, some people don't. And unfortunately, our state has gotten a lot of press related to the
epicenter.
COVID-19. I wasn't going to say we're the epicenter, but that's fine. I mean, that's how it's been painted. I guess that's whatever. We're going to make a whole different video about the news media and how things get portrayed. We can do a whole video about that, but that's not what this video is about. But we do live in Washington State, and we, just like all of you, we're all dealing with the changes because of the COVID-19 virus. And I mean, life has drastically changed in a matter of, a week? A week. Mm-hmm. So just to kind of give you some perspective, we did that, our last recipe, the cheese Danish, we did that last Sunday. Mm-hmm. We did it last Sunday just because we wanted to kind of work through it and everything. And it was actually a good thing that we did do it and had it done, because
by Wednesday, President Trump had said no more Europe.
Yep.
And then by the following day, it was the whole United States was.
Yeah, but I'm not talking just about Trump. I'm talking about what happened in our state.
Yeah.
We had, so let's see, by Wednesday, the major school districts were closed, I think on Wednesday.
And they were announcing it.
So our governor was doing that. So that was King County, Pierce County, Snohomish County. Now keep in mind, there are millions of people that live in the state of Washington. And even in these areas where the schools were originally closed, but then the next day, it was all schools were closed.
We're talking 6 weeks. We're talking until April 24th.
Yeah, so we're talking 6 weeks. So we had to scramble to figure out what to do with kids. My daughter actually just started, Izzy, some of you guys remember her. She just started a online school, and we were thinking, okay, well, maybe she's going to be kind of safe from that as far as the education goes. And who knows, on Friday, they made it sound like everything had to shut down. That doesn't make sense to us about online school, but who knows. It's a fluid situation just like it is everywhere. So we're dealing with
a lot of unknowns.
Unknowns, just like you are. So we're not making it light just because we live in it, or bigger a deal because we live in the state of Washington. Just like probably all over the country, we've had rushes in the grocery store for everything. Shelves are empty. No, you can't find any toilet paper here. So
hand sanitizer.
So all those things. And then I think when I went to the store on Wednesday, when he shut down the major school districts, I made a mistake and went to the grocery store, our grocery store that we normally go to, and I think I was in there for at least an hour, and most of it was just waiting in line to get checked out. And so the social distancing did not work in that case because everybody flocked to the stores, and we were all stuck in one store together. We also had the ban here for the gatherings of 250 people. I'm sure there were 250 people at that grocery store when I went. So anyway, life has certainly changed all over, probably for everyone. And we just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. On a personal level, we are actually preparing to get married. And so
we have a gathering of less than 30. It will probably be closer to 10 or 15. It might just be our immediate family.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's scheduled for, March 28th.
If you don't remember, I might have to remind you to be there.
It's on my calendar. And so...
so far, that's still a go.
So far that's a go. But we've had to make changes, and it's been stressful. I mean, this has been really stressful because of all this.
You're trying to have a happy occasion in a stressful occasion, and it is difficult.
And it is very, very difficult. And so we've canceled our honeymoon.
We were going to go to Mexico. And we planned that through Costco, and on Wednesday we were on the phone for an hour and a half on hold. And after us, there were still 90 other people on hold waiting to cancel their vacations.
Yeah. So we were able to cancel that. get a full refund. We were still in the window where you had to make a decision or not. Even if all this wouldn't have occurred, we still were in that window.
Right.
There was a date that said after this date, if you don't cancel, you have to get a
right. And the airlines probably would have honored a voucher for us to travel again, but you would lose your accommodations, and that's more than half your cost.
So we just canceled everything, and then we're trying to.
And we might not even go anywhere local.
Well, we're trying to play that by ear because we've got some issues with Izzy and her traveling potentially, and so we got to kind of play some things by ear. So we're hoping that we can do something local,
just as a temporary honeymoon.
But eventually we will get to Mexico or somewhere. Although we have been talking, I've been saying because flights are so cheap. This might be the time we might be able to get a trip to Maui for $50 round trip, maybe, because flights have dropped. I don't know if you checked, but flights have dropped. The issue though right now is the whole thing of when do they, and hopefully this never happens, do they stop banning people from going from place to place?
From state to state.
From state to state, and that's what we're praying does not occur. So, anyway, that's kind of where a life update as far as us dealing with COVID-19 and the changes that have occurred, and all that stuff, just like a lot of you guys know, happened pretty fast.
Yes.
I mean, within a week, a lot of things have changed. So,
and there's still so much unknown.
Right.
About plans.
Right.
What's ahead of us.
Sure, we don't know. So we wanted to talk about doing keto in stressful times or crisis
pandemic,
time.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what we want to talk
Difficult
about.
Times.
This is one of those situations where you could kind of see the writing on the wall to some extent. So you could still get prepared. I mean, they haven't shut down stores or anything like that. I mean, there's shortages of things. But from a keto perspective, we haven't had any trouble finding the things that we need. Probably had more to do with the standard American diet, finding shortages of that kind of stuff. Right. Versus the stuff that we need. So
there is a benefit in doing keto in a simple way, especially in a time period like this.
Right.
And keeping your focus on just simple foods, easy to prepare, easy to store foods. We have not noticed a lack of meat or dairy products. There's definitely lack of frozen foods and shelf-stable foods, canned goods and things like that, but the ketogenic diet doesn't usually have a lot of those as part of your everyday diet. So we're still finding plenty of access to meat in our area.
Yeah.
So that hasn't been a problem for us personally.
And I've been making trips out to grocery stores, and I just went to Costco. I went to Costco yesterday.
And our Costco is cycling people.
So they actually have a certain
amount.
They have a line. They have a line now outside, and they're letting a certain amount in, certain amount out.
Which has worked well. You do that social distancing, and also you don't have to stand in line as long.
That's true. But I went today because I wanted to get gas for another one of our vehicles, and it was. They're set up for the lines, but there were no lines. In fact, there weren't that many people there, so it was easy to get in, get out. It was easy to do social distancing because there weren't that many people in the store. There might have been, less than 100 people in the store. So
we did prepare with a certain amount of shelf-stable foods, some unsweetened nut butters, canned meat, tuna, chicken, Spam, all of those kinds of things that we could personally eat.
Sure.
We also have a certain amount of shelf-stable vegetables, green beans, things in a can, just in case.
Right.
But, we, like I said, we have not noticed a shortage in meat or dairy in our area, which is nice. So we're able to buy what we need. And
one of the things that you might want to think about because of this situation is a lot of us know that we should have some kind of emergency kit or some kind of emergency preparedness kit or something. And to be honest with you, this is because of this, that's probably helping a lot of people get prepared for other things that may come down the line that you hope never come down the line. But it's because of where the times we're in. Some of those things are more on the forefront of people's mind.
Right.
I did notice today when I went to Costco that they're actually now limiting certain things. So, like water. I bought another case of water, and they have a sign limit to one.
Because of the hoarding, people are hoarding things.
Are hoarding.
And at this point, no one has spoken of the loss of power or the loss of our utilities or not being able to get gas.
Yeah.
So I can understand, sometimes people will reach out to stock up on things that make them feel secure. And of course, even in your daily life, people get concerned about not having toiletries when you would like them. And so I think sometimes that's a natural thing for people to hoard because they have a sense of control over that. But it's probably
that is? I was trying to figure out what the toilet paper thing was all about.
That's what they're suggesting is the psychological factor behind that. Is because it is something that they can control. There's no expiration date on your toilet paper, so it's not like you won't be able to use this when this crisis has passed.
That's
so
true.
A lot of times people will stock up on things like that don't expire because they can keep it and it makes them feel protected. But at this point, we aren't in a crisis as far as not being able to have utilities and things like that, access to the grocery store, even in places where the entire country is pretty much on a quarantine, like Italy, they're still able to go to the grocery store and things like that. So anyway.
So another tip is, we actually wrote this stuff down. Keto helps you so just keep in mind, keto helps you keep your inflammation low.
Right.
So that might be helpful as we kind of go through this.
So let's be clear. We are not in any way suggesting that leading the ketogenic lifestyle will prevent you from getting COVID-19.
No.
Right off the top.
Yeah.
I want to make that disclaimer very clear. That is not a suggestion of this in any way, shape, or form.
Close. Right.
What we are suggesting is that leading this lifestyle on a continual basis, and hopefully you've been doing this for a while now, is going to help prevent inflammation in your body. And as we've already discussed many times, keeping your inflammation low helps with chronic disease of all kinds.
Right.
So that's diabetes and heart issues, and also things like common colds and viruses. So inflammation is what causes sickness and disease. And so by keeping your body less inflamed, your immune system is more likely to be able to deal with whatever comes your way, whether it's a chronic disease or whether it's a virus disease.
Right. So thank you for making it clear that we're not suggesting that keto is the magic pill that fights.
That does not mean because
COVID-19.
we lead the ketogenic lifestyle and have for going on 4 years that we will somehow be not in the line of fire with a viral infection. That is not.
Right. That's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying.
So we just want to make sure we're clear about
But by
that.
keeping your immune system in a well-running state, by not feeding it things that aggravate it, can help it do its job. So it can focus on taking care of emergency things that come into the body.
Sure.
If you're not already dealing with a chronic illness that's exacerbated by living with the standard American diet and all the inflammation that it can cause.
Right. Another thing that we talked about is doing situations like this, try to manage your stress level. That is easier said than done. We know that. I mean, we've experienced a great deal of stress over the last week.
We have 3 children under the age of 12
Yep.
living in 900 square feet along with 2 adults, 1 bathroom.
Yep.
So that's
normal, though.
That's not going anywhere. That's not, taking them to McDonald's Playland.
Yeah.
That's, here. That's all day, every day. They've been going outside in the yard, getting some sunshine and some fresh air and things like that. But it's almost like jail. Because you get to go out in the yard a couple of times a day and you get your meals, but
you get to come back
you're
in.
housebound.
Yeah,
You're on
but
house arrest,
they can
kind
watch
of.
YouTube too. So.
Yes, but I'm sure that they can probably watch TV in
But
jail.
we're also trying to, with our kids, we're also trying to make sure that they have some mental stimulation besides YouTube and TV.
And so far, because this has been such a quickly escalating situation, our local school districts are not prepared. Everything is play it by ear.
Right.
And so they don't have a great deal of educational tools to provide parents. So we're having to kind of provide a lot of those educational tools for the next 6 weeks to ensure that our children don't fall through the cracks educationally.
Right.
So that's been a bit stressful as well.
Right. So again, try to manage stress the best you can. I mean, there's, of course, we all probably have heard about mindfulness or meditation. There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube about meditation or mindfulness, and it's something that you can practice, and this may be a good time to employ that strategy in your life, because again, there's a lot of stressors going on, and stressors, the reason we mention that is stressors can also affect your weight loss. If you're trying to lose weight, stress can do that, and so that's the reason we bring that up.
Right.
I mean, I found it extremely difficult this past week to just focus on anything, because there were so many things flying all over the place.
There's so much new every day.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it was extremely difficult to put that video together for the cheese Danish. Luckily we had filmed it, but it was extremely difficult for me to edit it and to keep my mind, focused on what I needed. And so I'm sure that a lot of people are experiencing that. You're kind of all over the place mentally, and that's understandable, but try to manage your stress and just stay calm when you can.
And on the plus side, if you're going to be home more, we do have an enormous library of recipes that you could make while you're housebound.
Right, that's true.
So if you always wanted to make something that we've made in the past, but you just haven't had the time, this might be your opportunity.
And if you want to see some really funny videos, go back and look at some of the ones when we first started.
Some of our first videos?
When we first started this channel.
We were filming those on a camcorder.
Yeah, but if you want to really have some good laughs, and go back to when it was really CJ's Keto Kitchen, because CJ was actually cooking. There's some videos out there.
Yep.
And we were looking at one the other day, and we were almost rolling on the floor laughing. It was so funny.
Yes.
So, anyway, then the last thing is, now this is something from follow the health recommendations related to COVID-19. So again, as Sarah mentioned, we're not saying keto is a magic bullet or anything like that. But in these times, we need to do everything we can to help prevent the spread of it.
Right.
And I know Google's got this thing, what do they call it?
Do the 5.
Do the 5. Google has this thing called Do the 5. So if you go to like a Google search, it's a little stop sign or hand or something. And
the fingers go up
for each. It says Do the 5. Yeah. And so we're going to go over what the 5 are. So
number 1 is hands.
Hands. Wash them often.
Use sanitizer in between. Hand sanitizer. That's what my kids used to call it when they were younger. Sanitizer.
Sanitizer.
Because they just blended it.
Right.
Hand sanitizer. We do have a recipe, if you will, for hand sanitizer up on our blog and on Facebook. If you don't have access to actual hand sanitizer, there are some things from your own house that you could blend together to make hand sanitizer. That will indeed kill COVID-19.
Right.
But definitely wash your hands when you do arrive at a place where hand washing is possible, because that is still up to 80% of your protection against viruses is washing your hands. And you don't have to use antibacterial soap. It's actually the friction of any type of soap and the water that gets rid of the germs. So just wash for 20 seconds with lots of soap and water.
So we've made that a habit. Our kids are doing the ABC song, or
or they'll ask, the A word to set a timer for 20 seconds.
Right.
So
so that's something we're practicing here in our house. And then what's the next one?
Elbow. Cough into
your elbow if you got a cough. The thing about coughing and this time of year, and I'm assuming this is going on all over, there's stuff in bloom everywhere. And so
because I have some allergies.
Yeah, I have allergies too. So if you have allergies, it's like, and you're coughing, so people are like, back it up.
Yeah, think something's wrong with you.
Right,
yeah.
but a lot of people are just dealing with seasonal
stuff.
allergies
it's springtime.
Already.
Yeah, it's springtime.
And so, but again, if you're going to cough use your elbow, cough into it.
And cough into this part of your elbow, not this part, because that's where people are going to be touching you.
How would you cough into?
I'm kidding. I guess you can do it right here.
Right.
So the third one, and my personal struggle, is face. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Harvard did a study,
luck with that.
And the average person touches their face 22 times an hour.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. And for me,
Yeah.
You rub your nose, you scratch your ear, you rub your eye, you move your hair off your forehead, whatever it is, you're constantly touching your face.
Yeah,
so
all of us do that.
All of us do it. So that one is a big deal. Is a hard one to try and refrain from.
Yeah.
So
feet. The next one is feet. Stay more than 3 feet apart. So that's interesting. I shouldn't be sitting this close to you, but
it's too late.
That's interesting because I know somewhere else I had read 6 feet apart. So
yeah, maybe they're just trying to be more realistic.
But anyway, stay more than 3 feet apart. And again, when you're going to grocery stores and things like that, that can be a little bit difficult. But you need to be mindful of what's going
personal
on around
space.
you in personal space,
yeah.
Especially now. So like even today when I went to Costco, I was in and out. If you
get your business done, use your hand sanitizer.
If there were people standing around chit-chatting with each other, I avoided them like
in and out.
In and out. I just in and out. So, and then the last one is
feel.
Okay.
Sick. If you feel sick, stay home.
Yeah, and you know what? For a lot of people, that actually is hard because a lot of us have our work ethic is that if you feel sick, you still go to work.
Especially in the United States, because most Americans don't take their sick leave. They don't take their vacation times. So it is difficult for all of us to try and
so that's
do
kind of
that.
ingrained in us. You know, even when we're sick, you still go to work. But again, if you're sick, stay home. That's just best for everybody. And I guess in closing, we just want to say be safe. Do everything you can to be safe.
And I know it's natural to reach for things that comfort you during times like this, and sometimes standard American diet foods can be a comfort, but you are not going to feel any better, and you definitely don't want to feel bad physically while you're feeling upset mentally and emotionally.
Right. We just, now, of course, as Sarah mentioned, we've got 3 kids under 12. We're still buying stuff for them.
Right.
And they're standard American diet stuff for them. And
they are going through it quickly because of boredom. They have a tendency to eat.
And so we're trying to manage that as well because
try and keep them as active as we can so that it's not nonstop eating.
Right, we don't
snacks.
need them just eating.
Right.
And if we need to, we will ration out that popcorn or whatever snacks.
Toilet paper and popcorn's getting rationed.
We will do that. In fact, we might just do that just to give them a taste of just, I don't know, self-discipline and learning how to deal with things. Yeah. So anyway, be safe. Do the things that you need to do. Again, we're here to try to support you. We're going to try to do everything we can to keep these videos coming like as usual. But we will, if anything changes, we will let people know. But we're living life just like the best we can under the circumstances, and we hope that you can do the same thing. If you're new here, this is our Keto Conversation segment. We do this every Wednesday, and we do new videos, we do new recipes every Sunday. So consider subscribing. We'd love to have you as part of our keto community, and we're all about trying to help you be successful on the keto diet and adopt it as a lifestyle. Thanks for being here. We hope that you have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Peace.
What's up, YouTube? This is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's a Wednesday. Is it really Wednesday?
In YouTube world, it is.
What's up, YouTube? This is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's a Wednesday. I'm sorry. I don't necessarily want to say because maybe we don't have to wait till Wednesday. Maybe we should just put this out.
Okay.
No, we'll do Wednesday.
Put it out on Monday.
Nah, that means I gotta edit it.